What's up, guys? Thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I'm your host, Jeff Phillips. So glad you could tune in for today's video, and I hope and pray, as always, you find this one helpful, guys. Okay, so I wanted to bring you a quick one today that I've been working on today, getting set up, because we are 1 week away from our bow season opening. Okay, so I've got a bow that I'm setting up for somebody, a 40 pounder. That's right. So many guys ask me all the time, Jeff, what do I need to do? Is a 40-pound bow enough to deer hunt with? Well, of course it is. And I'm going to show you an example of what I do with a 40-pound bow today. Okay, an exact setup that I do and some ideas you might have for setting you one up. It doesn't matter what brand it is. I'm using a Recurve today. Now, a Recurve is going to be a little bit faster, just a little bit faster than a longbow. A little more energy in the limbs. So if you ask me, okay, which one in a 40-pound bow is going to be a little more efficient, a Recurve probably will. But a longbow, if it's built good and you've got your arrows tuned good, it doesn't matter, because a longbow is super quiet, and that's what matters. It's not about speed, because if I were to graph this bow here, this bow is probably, at the arrow build that I have, probably somewhere around 160 feet per second. Okay, in that neighborhood. It may bust 170. I don't know. It's pretty quick. I mean, it's very quick bow actually with the build that I have. So give or take between 160 and 70 feet per second, which is very slow for a deer. Okay, most traditional bows are between 150 and 180. The super bows might crack upper 180s, close to 200 feet per second with light arrow builds, but they're not doing it with heavy hunting arrows. Okay, generally, no, they're not. Okay, so the name of the game is to build a quiet setup. Okay, now let me show you guys what I did for this particular bow build. This is a custom bow here, one that we actually built in the shop. This is a C2 double carbon, and there again, double carbon limbs are going to be a little bit faster than some others, but not a lot. We're talking 4 to 5 feet per second maximum. Okay, so this is a Ghost C2 Recurve. This is a 58-inch bow. All right, 40 pounders, 40-pound bow. So what I did with this was to set it up. The first thing I did was I got the right string on the bow. I did get a custom triple T string. Trevor built the string for this bow, exact match, color match, guys. You see that? It's a dead on color match for this bow. It is beautiful string. Okay, I played with the brace height, and this particular bow likes a 7 3/4. That it likes to have a little bit more limb contact than some do. It's quieter and it shoots better. Okay, so would it be okay to shoot 8 inches? Sure, but a lot of that is based on your draw length. Okay, so like me, I'm drawing 27 inches. So around a 7.5 to 7 3/4 brace height is really optimum for me in most of my bows. Now, let's get to the arrow build, and I want to cover a couple of things, guys, that you're going to find interesting. Number one, you don't have to go crazy with arrow weight. You don't. 40-pound bows need somewhere around 12 grains per pound, somewhere around there. This particular arrow build that I went with for this bow, okay, is exactly 476 grains. 476 grains is total arrow build. Okay, now I am running a killer broadhead, and I want to show you guys this. I want you to pay close attention. Lots of people ask me this: how do you figure your fill point setup versus the broadhead you're going to shoot? You got to match the weight. Okay, this is a brand new set of Simmons Timber Sharks, and like I'll show you guys here in the picture, they're labeled 165 grains. And as you see, they're 177 grains. All Simmons heads come in heavy from what they are packaged, okay? At least 10 grains. All right, so 177 true grains, true weight on this head. I tuned these arrows with 175 grain field tip, so it matched them, okay? So that's what I did. And by the way, you will not beat a Simmons head out of a light pound bow, or any bow for that matter. You're just not going to, guys. It's not going to happen. So with that being said, I'm going to get this thing ready here, and we're going to do some explanation on the setup. Okay, so 476 grain arrow, total weight, and that's with the Luminox. And I actually used these Dragon 9 arrows because they shoot so incredibly good out of light pound bows, or really any of them. They're a light grain per inch arrow. And when you put 100 grain brass inserts in them, see guys, I got 100 grain brass inserts in all these, and 175 grain tips, so that's 275 grains on the front of these arrows, exactly. And what I did with these particular ones, guys, is I used the longer shanked 100 grain brass inserts for these arrows to give a little bit more length to the arrow for those Simmons heads, because the timber sharks, tiger sharks, all those, they set back on the shaft about a ½ an inch. So you really got to have a ½ inch longer shaft or a little bit longer insert to accommodate so they don't hit the front of your riser, and you know, if you're pushing it like I do. So anyway guys, that's what I did. I put 100 grain brass inserts, 175 grain tips in these, and I've got the Luminox installed on the actual hunting arrows. So that total weight again is 476 on a 40-pound bow. Now think about it this way, this bow is dead on 40 pounds at what, 28 inches. That's right, I draw 27, so I'm not drawing 40 pounds. I might be drawing 38 pounds. So me drawing 38 pounds with this bow, I'm shooting a 476 grain total arrow. So I don't need a 500 or 600 grain arrow out of a bow I'm drawing 38 pounds out of. That's overkill. Okay, this arrow has got enough front of center and enough speed with this deadly broadhead. It has no resistance. It's going to get excellent penetration. Okay, now quivers. Let's talk quivers for just a second. I highly recommend any kind of strap-on quiver because there's just no chance of rattle. There's no chance of that thing moving whatsoever. When you strap a quiver on super tight, it does not move, guys. It doesn't move. It's quiet. You have no rattle, no vibration, no anything. All right, so that's what I do. Now, of course, I put limb backing on, Velcro. This bow is quiet enough without it. It really doesn't make any difference, but I still like it because as that string makes contact with the back of the limb, any added silencing you can do is going to help you. Anything. And I strictly use calf hair and Velcro on my shelves. Sometimes all Velcro because it's just quiet and it's durable. All right, works great. I'm telling you, you don't need anything else. So that is what I've done with this 40-pound bow, and I want to show you guys just how good that a 40-pound recurve, me actually drawing 38 pounds, really does shoot, and how effective this bow will be for a hunting setup, which it will be going to the woods next week. That I promise you. It is going to be in the stand, and I fully expect for this bow to take several deer. Okay, I do, because I've been shooting it, and to me, I really cannot even tell a speed difference really between my 45-pound bows or even 50s. I really can't tell it, because if you think about the arrow weight, the more pounds you shoot, the more arrow weight you need to shoot to make your bow quiet, so you don't have wasted energy in the oscillation of the limbs. That's the sweet spot you have to find. If guys ask me all the time, say, what arrow weight do I need to run for XXX poundage bow? I say push it to the limit to where you're getting too heavy and you're wasting, you know, where it's just, you're just losing. It's not helping you at all. But don't go so light that you have wasted energy in the limbs. In other words, when you shoot a heavy enough arrow, you test them until your bow gets quiet. Shoot them from, I don't care if it's a 400 grain arrow upwards, until that bow gets quiet. When it gets quiet, stop right there. You don't need to go any further. That tells you that is your optimum arrow weight. If it's a 450, 480, a 500, 530, 600 grain arrow, whatever it takes for your bow's limbs to not have wasted energy in oscillation, to put every bit of that string's energy into the arrow. That's how you get a quiet bow, and you don't have to put so much stuff on it to make the bow hunting quiet. So that's your sweet spot, guys, and that's what I generally do with all setups. So let's do some shooting. Goes quick. Oh yeah. That's good as it gets, man. I'm telling you. I'll shoot the old bear way out there. You don't need any more than this. 40-pound bow is plenty to hunt with an arrow setup like I got. You don't need any more pounds. Look at that, dead center. And that arrow is getting there quick. It goes a lot faster than I actually thought it was. Smoked, just smoked every time. So that's what I'm saying, guys. You don't have to shoot 50-pound bows to hunt with. Absolutely not. And I only draw 27 inches, as I mentioned. If you got a 28-inch draw or 29, you're really good. But can you hunt with 40-pound bows? Well, yes, absolutely. And that's what I love about setting up a bow to its optimum. Okay, making it just be all it can be. Brace height right, quiet shot, very well-tuned arrow, bare shafted with no kick, no up, down, right, left, where it's shooting bullet straight arrows. That way you know that it is going to fly these big broadheads. It's going to fly them, guys. I'll shoot one to show you. Man, they are as good as a field tip. 100%. If you get good arrow flight. And I mean, even if you don't bare shaft, if you just shoot out at, say, 30 yards, 25, 30 yards, and you watch the flight of that arrow, and there's no kicking going on, that arrow's just flying and spinning beautiful, it's gonna fly that head. Guaranteed. Look at that. That's a dead deer, friends. That is a dead buck. I'll shoot one more. I haven't even sharpened these heads yet. I'm fixing to do that, and I do that by, in case you want to know, I got a video out on it, a couple of them actually. I have a 3-sided jewel stick, okay? 3-sided jewel stick. It's a real diamond jewel stick. Real deal, not a generic. It's the real version. Stick Bow Supplies, I think, is where I got mine. And I do some linear, then I do a circular motion, and it just lightning fast. I get my heads really sharp quick, okay? I've got friends that have got the sanders, the 1-inch belt sanders you get from Harbor Freight, or a Work Sharp. Either one. If you really want to break down and buy you a Work Sharp, hey, that's even better. But that little sanding belt, which is always going down, you can take the edge of that thing and you can just go across, flip it and go across. You can get a razor sharp edge off those machines in no time with no effort. I've got buddies that do that, and it's a very good way to keep your head sharp, I promise you. Because they don't come shaving sharp out of the pack. You really need to sharpen a Simmons head when you get it. That's for sure. Shoot the old bear with the broadhead out here. Ah, he dead. I'll tell you what, man. If these heads right here won't kill a deer, there's not a head on the planet that will. It's just not. And like I said, these are sharp. They're killing sharp out of the pack. They are, but nothing like you can get them. I promise you. Nothing like you can actually get them. I don't want to ruin an arrow here. I'm trying not to hit these other ones. I'll try to shoot just to the right of that group right there. Right there. Because I don't want to ruin an arrow, because that thing would cut it in half. But you see, my arrow flight is perfect. It's flawless. And plenty of weight, plenty of weight to kill a deer. Absolutely not a problem. Matter of fact, Ty is going to be shooting this bow, my son. That's who I'm setting it up for. And he's got a longer draw length than I do. He's got a full 28 inches, okay? So he's going to get even more performance than I do out of this bow. So I know he's going to be right at that 40-pound mark with this setup. He's good to go. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. That's what I do with these lightweight bows, is I get the correct arrow, correct broadhead, get everything as quiet as it can be, tuned as good as you can, and go for it. They are absolutely wonderful hunting tools. You don't need heavy pounds to hunt deer. Just stay out of the shoulder, okay? Stay out of the shoulder. Try to put it in the sweet spot, man. Just stay out of that shoulder. You will not have a problem. I guarantee you guys, it will not be a problem. Thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I love you guys so much, and I pray that you have a great and wonderful season. Till next time, goodbye.